Me, Neha, Khanna. Let's now get you some news from Myanmar. Days after Myanmar's ousted leader Aung San Suu Kyi was moved from jail to house, the military State Administration Council also pardoned former President Win Myint, who was arrested at the same time as Suu Kyi after the February 2021 coup, on some of the charges for which he was convicted, resulting in a reduction of 4 years in his jail term. Suu Kyi, who is 78 years of age, has denied all the charges for which she was convicted, ranging from incitement and election fraud to corruption, and she has been appealing against all of these charges. However, despite these partial pardons, both Suu Kyi and Win Myint will remain in detention. While Suu Kyi has received amnesty in 5 cases, she still faces legal troubles in 14 others. Therefore, despite the clemency, Suu Kyi will not be freed from house arrest. The junta clemency in 5 of the cases against Suu Kyi is part of a religious ceremony due to be held on the 3rd of August. The military has built a new giant sitting Buddha statue as a symbol of devotion and will open it to the public on the 3rd. Apart from Suu Kyi, more than 7,000 prisoners have been granted amnesty. Up until last week, the 78-year-old Nobel Laureate was lodged in a prison in the capital city. Suu Kyi had been sentenced to 33 years in prison after a range of charges were brought against her by the army. Most of the charges, experts argue, were brought in to keep her away from garnering public support. Her party had won a second 5-year mandate in the 2020 elections before the military came calling. More than 3,700 people have been killed in the Myanmar military's crackdown on dissent since that coup in February 2021. More than 23,000 people have been arrested during this period. The coup plunged Myanmar into chaos, with security forces using lethal force against peaceful protesters and spawning an armed struggle against their rule. Fighting between the military and civilian militias has also displaced more than 1.6 million people across Myanmar. By late 2021, the military was destroying entire villages believed to support the opposition, butchering civilians and opposition fighters. The junta has arrested more than 8,000 people, including journalists, medical workers and politicians belonging to the opposition. Many governments, particularly in the West, have called for the unconditional release of Suu Kyi and thousands of others detained in the bloody crackdown, which the junta unleashed against pro-democracy protests in the wake of the coup. Suu Kyi, known for her non-violent struggle for democracy and human rights, has implemented a change in her stance since being detained, which some argue might have been the reason for the clemency that's now been granted to her. The country's parallel national unity government, formed out of the ashes of Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy, has established the People's Defence Force, which is responsible for training civilians to fight alongside established ethnic armed groups. The junta has faced some setbacks in the last few months at the hands of the NUG. Earlier, state television reported that Myanmar's ruling junta had officially postponed an election that it had promised to hold by August this year. The junta leader, General Min Aung Hlaing, in a meeting on Monday with the army-backed National Defence and Security Council, extended the state of emergency, including for COVID rule violations, illegal ownership of walkie-talkies and corruption, which she has denied responsibility for. Although Suu Kyi is listed as one of the NUG's top leaders, the NUG, the National Unity Government, has actually moved beyond her leadership, working to build a broader consensus and selecting representatives from minority groups. Well, so for now, a partial amnesty for Aung San Suu Kyi, but she will remain under house arrest. Time for us to take another quick break here on Global Lens, but do stay tuned. You don't want to miss the story that's coming up on the other side.
BrahMos, stealthy, lethal, precise. It flies